What's going on, everybody? And this is Jay Xavier Sports. Welcome to the AFC Championship Game Preview. We got Blake Bortles going up against Tom Brady, Jacksonville Jaguars going up against the New England Patriots on Sunday at 3 o'clock at 3:05 p.m. Um, and I think the game's gonna be on CBS. And we got Jim Nance, Tony Romo, the whole nine. The whole world's gonna be watching. Clearly the biggest game in Jaguars history in quite some time, probably since the 90s in 1999, and probably the most talked about, most hyped game, leading up to a Jaguar game in a long time. So it's been very, very exciting. All you've been hearing about all day on the radio and on ESPN and stuff is the Jaguars, the Patriots, or most of them talking about Tom Brady, his injured wrist and things like that. But still, just talking about our game in general, a lot more than, of course, you would usually hear. So, it's a different time now that we're playing football in January. So, the stage is brighter. Things are heightened. The pressure is heightened. So, it's going to be key for us and important for us as far as the Jaguars is concerned to, get out. Get out to a fast start like we did in the Pittsburgh game, and just not be afraid to play the Patriots. So, like I said, this is going to be a very intriguing matchup. We got Blake Bortles going up against one of the best, if not the best, quarterback in the game in NFL history, Tom Brady. And of course, you're going to see a lot of people just start to disrespect Bortles just because of the matchup. People just can't fathom the fact that Blake Bortles can walk into New England and win an AFC Championship game in Foxborough. Nobody's really giving Bortles a shot, or the Jaguars a shot. But I think that's the key matchup to watch out for in this week is Bortles versus the Patriots defense. Now, if you've been following the Patriots defense this year, we all know their defense isn't really quite the same caliber defense as as we're used to seeing. They still rush the passer pretty good, and they still have pretty decent cornerbacks. But for the most part, they do give up a lot of rushing yards, and they do give up some points to some teams this year that weren't really as explosive on offense, or at least the Jaguars were more explosive than them during the season on offense. So the Jaguars can take advantage of some of those opportunities. You saw in the Dolphins game, they were able to put up points in that game. I think the Panthers game earlier this year, I think the Panthers hang up 33 on them or 30 on them. The Chiefs game, you saw them put up points on them. And I'm talking about quarterbacks like Cam Newton and Alex Smith. These are quarterbacks that Blake Bortles statistically are better than this season. And including Matt Moore or Jay Cutler. So don't feed into all that media hype about Bortles. Is trash and there's no way he can lead this offense. Bortles has proven time and time again this year, and even our players on defense have said it. Like, Bortles has won games this year where our defense given up a lot of points, a lot of yards, and Bortles has came and saved us. Now, the only thing we haven't really seen from Bortles is how he's going to do with 2 minutes left. We got the ball in our hands, down by 5. Can he go make a play for us? We don't really know that scenario yet, but we don't need to keep trying to figure out that scenario. He's putting us in a position to win, so you won't even have to be in that scenario. So, you got to give the kudos to Bortles, and I think that's going to be the key matchup is he going to be able to move the ball and score enough for the offense to win the game? Because I feel like the defense, the defensive matchup versus Tom Brady, that's the matchup everybody's going to want to see, and that's going to be a slugfest. They're going to be going back and forth. I'm pretty sure the defense is going to give up some touchdowns, and then, but I do feel like we're going to, turn the ball over and get to Brady and possibly score on defense. So, they're going to be going back and forth as far as our defense and their offense. But I think the key element to whether or not we really have success in this game is whether or not Bortles can make plays, not only throwing the ball, but with his feet. That's the one thing people are not talking about either. Bortles can make plays with his feet. That's the one concern Pittsburgh really had with Bortles going into that game was, can he, is he going to be able to make plays with his feet? Because we know he's not going to throw for 80 yards again. So He's an NFL quarterback. They're not going to throw for 80 yards every time they go out there. So he was going to improve in that area. But what he kept improving on as well was running the ball. So if we add that element into our offense, it'll be very, very um, hard to stop this running attack. Especially if Leonard Fournette is healthy. So I think that's the key, man. Bortles going to have to make a couple throws for us to win this game, which I think he's capable of doing. If you've seen in my last videos, hey, I've been supporting Bortles all this time. I've said it out of my mouth that he could lead us all the way to the Super Bowl. Here we are. I feel like he's ready. He's prepared for this moment. So he's not scared, man. And we all got his back. The fans got his back. The defense has his back. So, we're ready to go. But all this talk about stopping Gronk, I think the main thing to stop Gronk is you just run what you normally run and let your athletes out muscle and out athlete Gronk. I mean, we got Miles Jack, we got Jalen Ramsey, we got good enough players to put on him. We don't have to follow him around with Jalen Ramsey, but I feel like no matter who we put on him on the defense, on the defensive side of the ball, as far as that goes, I think we'll have success. Gronk is going to get his, obviously, but I feel like that matchup is a little bit overhyped. We got some pretty special talent on defense ourselves, so he's not just going to be running around all day catching everything. He's going to get hit in the mouth a little bit. So, we got to just be mindful of stuff like that. But definitely going to be a tall test for us, like I said. Obviously, I think we're going to win the game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout or anything like that. It's going to be a tough, grinded out game, close game. Final score for the game is I say we win this game 20-17. It's going to be one of those games, and I feel like Josh Lambo is going to kick the game-winning field goal. It's just one of those games where I feel like Josh Lambo is going to finally have his moment again, but this time it's going to be in the AFC Championship game, and the Blake Bortles led Jaguars will be in the Super Bowl this year. Now, versus who? I'm not sure. I think Minnesota's probably going to win that matchup versus the Eagles, but I don't really care. It's all about the Jaguars right now. So that's my prediction for the game. Say we're going to win 20-14. Let me know what you guys think about that. Guys, let me know what you guys think about Bortles possibly leading the Jaguars to the Super Bowl. And does this guarantee that he stays next year? I want to throw that question out there too. If he wins, if he loses, people always have their opinion on Bortles. If he loses, one way or the other. But I feel like it's a great opportunity for him to show Jaguar fans that he is capable of being the quarterback that lead us all the way to the promised land. So very excited. So let's see what happens, man. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. It's going to be a great game. Hope to check in with you guys later, after a Jaguars victory, and hopefully we're going to the Super Bowl by the next time I talk to you guys, all right? This is Jay Xavier Sports. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like the video. Other than that, let's go Jags. Let's go take this team to the Super Bowl.